Artistic Penguin Studios presents It's Getting Drafty in Here.
Drafty old farm.
The show of drafting random nonsense.
I choose business ethics.
And now, coming to you from his basement, aka Draft Headquarters, your host and draft master, Magnificent Stan.
Hello, welcome to episode 72 of It's Getting Drafty in Here. I'm your host, Magnificent Stan, otherwise known as Brian. Today is Sunday, April 6th, 2025. And today's part two of our three-part series of drafting movies from 40, 30, and 20 years ago. Today we're going to be doing 30 years ago, so 1995 is your year. We have a couple of repeat offenders on today. Joining us today, my buddy Kevin. What's going on, Kev?
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me on. And in the spirit of 1995 hit movies, I am enacting Prima Nocta on today's podcast. So
that's fair. That's fair. I like it.
Thank you.
Do I take my pants off now or after?
Whenever. I mean,
okay.
If you've seen Braveheart, it doesn't really matter. It's happening one way or the other. So
you stay away from my wife. All right. Also joining us, host of At the Show, as well as Hookup on Music, which him and I just actually recorded. We got our guy Tony, the Sugar Baggy. What's up, pal?
What is up? Thank you for having me. Excited to talk showgirls tonight. No, let's see where we're gonna head.
Every time we mention showgirls tonight, I'm gonna do the.
That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, you audio listeners, I'm doing the Elizabeth Berkley hand gesture from Showgirls.
I said it again. When are we going to draft Elizabeth Berkley movies?
Right now.
Berkley draft.
All right. So, Tony, you won the lottery. You got the first pick.
All right. I mean, geez, there is so much to pick from here on this 1995 list. Like, my heart really wants to go. I know. You know, something to talk about with Dennis Quaid. You know how much I like him. I really want to go that route first, but I'm just like, is it the cutthroat? I don't know where to go. But you know what I'm going to start with? I'm going to start with, this is, Brian, every time you have me on here, this is really tough.
Well,
but,
to this day, you still
know what
are
I'm going to do in honor. So everyone out there who's listening, please go back and check out our Val Kilmer expose we just did on At the Show. But I'll pick a Val Kilmer movie here to start. Let's go Batman Forever.
Wow. Oh.
I'm going to be all over. I just want to have fun today, and we may make fun of it. I'm curious to hear, first of all, Brian, your what your feelings are on Batman Forever before I give you mine, or Kevin too.
I actually don't absolutely despise Joel Schumacher Batman movies like most do. They're not good. Like don't go in thinking it's going to be a fun, good movie. It's not, but. It's weird. It's there's no depth to it. Like the characters are they are what they are. It's very cartoony. And the only really good thing about this movie is the U2 song that was on the soundtrack.
That was a good song. Good call.
Hold me, kill me, kiss me, kill me. Great song. Great track.
Today.
Wasn't Kiss from a Rose from this movie as well?
Yep.
No?
I thought Oh, okay. Maybe it was. Okay, I'm sorry.
That was from too. Those were the two songs from because you got like the art, you got the Seal. If you wanted to go in the R&B direction, and then of course the U2 music video was cool too. It was like a cartoon. 1995 was again a different time because you were just when this movie was coming out. We just were talking before we went on air about Jim Carrey. He was at the top of his game. In the film, like getting money and getting roles. So here he is starring as, the Riddler in this movie. So all eyes were on this movie when it was coming out. Like, was it going to be any good? It's got, I think I like Val Kilmer's performance the best in the movie, along with that U2 song.
Jim Carrey's really good in it as the Riddler too. You could, like he plays chemically imbalanced people really well.
Yeah, he does. He does.
This is a follow-up for him in 1994, which he had The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and Ace Ventura all in the same year.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he had this one, and then he had the follow-up for Ace Ventura came out in 95 too. So
which was stellar.
Yeah. Talk about oversaturation of the market, Jim Carrey. But I think this is the movie where he took what he like. I gave him he got $1 million for the role or something like that, and then his I think it was his dad passed away, and he wrote a check for $1 million and put it in his dad's coat pocket when his funeral. So kind of sad, but he's the sad clown anyway. But yeah, and then this is one with Tommy Lee Jones, right?
Yep. Tommy Lee Jones, The Fugitive. Yep, that's him.
Yeah, seeing him as a villain was kind of weird for me, but still, I think it was well acted. But you can't turn a Joel Schumacher movie around sometimes, Most times.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman was in it too. Again, is it the best?
She was in it.
Yep, she sure
so
was.
So Drew Barrymore.
Yes, Drew Barrymore is it. So
as Sugar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris O'Donnell following up. That must have been his follow-up to Scent of a Woman.
Yeah.
This movie contains a quote that Brandy and I frequently tell each other. You know how you get like those between like.
If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
Where did that come from?
That's my sound clip. I had it from Friday. Sense of a Woman. So I was like, we'll play some Sense of a Woman.
Never need an excuse.
Brandy will occasionally just go, "That's not Batman. That's Bat Boy." Brandy said I didn't say it right. All right, Kevin, round number 2 pick.
Number
what
2.
Got?
Okay. Well, pressure's on. And I asked. I think I have a reputation of coming on Brian's podcast and doing bits, which I will argue against. I don't know where that comes from, and I told Brian I definitely no bits this time around. So with that in mind, I'm going to do a real honest pick. It's just straightforward. I think everybody will agree that this really belongs in the first round. I'm going to go with The Englishman Who Went Up the Hill but Came Down a Mountain, with Hugh Grant. I found this movie to be very endearing. And when we think of 1995 in this era of movies, it really stood out. I saw this at Elk Grove Theater when it came out. And my mom dragged me to it, and I was expecting some artsy fartsy British crap, and ended up just really charmed by the charmingly befuddled Hugh Grant and Tara Fitzgerald really did a great supporting performance. If you forget what it was about, it's when an English cartographer must tell a Welsh village that their mountain is only a hill. The offended community sets out to change that. So really, I mean, as the title implies, the Englishman went up a hill and came down a mountain. So,
generally when I think of gentlemen who grew up around Elk Grove, an Englishman who went up a hill and came down a mountain is really close to a very good movie that really portrays something like that. So
I was 14 at the time, Tony, and I felt like I was the targeted demographic for this movie.
I mean, it's hard not to feel that way.
I mean, it's a confused adolescence, with when you think of the time, I was just getting a little tired of grunge music and thought, I really think I'm going to turn to British dramedies.
Yeah.
So it was nominated, like cinematographer, which is Vernon Layton. He was nominated for the Golden Frog for this film. So,
how many people could say that?
Yes, exactly.
Christopher Monger directed it. He also is
He likes
known for
wars.
directing Chica de Rio and The Repeater, and he was writer on Temple Grandin. So
I got a little movie trivia that I bet you can't connect to here, guys. Ian McNeice, the famous Ian McNeice from The Englishman, who went up a hill and came down a mountain, what is his connection to Mr. Jim Carrey?
Good question.
You don't know. He is in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. He is one of the stars of that picture. So
is he like the guy that is like his handler in Africa?
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
So
call.
what you're saying here is Ian McNeice the Basingstoke, Hampshire version of Jim Carrey? I mean, could it be?
It is. I mean, really, we're playing the 7 Degrees of Jim Carrey here. Which it could be easy. I mean, 1994, he was in everything, and now here we are.
Yes.
I will say the little YouTube emoji for Yumper is pretty awesome. Whatever.
Also,
there's more.
Yeah, Ian McNeice was in a movie last year named Archie, which is an ode to my son of the same name.
So cool.
I have a special connection to Ian
McNeice.
Ian McNeice.
Do you happen to have a niece at all by chance?
I don't, but I have an Ian McNephew.
Oh, oh yeah, I love you, man.
I need to get a hi-hat for when Kevin's on, man. Like, I love it.
Great.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this man's for the birds.
Cop that, Brian.
All right. You got me all frazzled now. Should I just take really fucked up weird movies? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. First round pick, Basketball Diaries.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio's first lead role. It's about a 16-year-old child that loves drugs and his friends, and they like to play basketball and do a lot of drugs. The drugs take over.
Bruno Kirby always really inspired me in this movie. He was really a good guy, a guy who really wanted to help out the kids.
Oh, it was his greatest performance outside of City Slickers 2.
You got it.
Did they find Curly's gold in that?
I think they did. Also, randomly, the ooze from Ninja Turtles they found in that movie as well.
Super Shredder with Kevin Nash?
Yes.
Pro wrestling superstar?
Vincent Pastore it was in Basketball Diaries as well.
It's actually a very good cast.
It's loaded. I mean, you got everyone from Juliette Lewis,
Lorraine Bracco plays the mom, and then Mark Wahlberg.
There's a Ghostbuster in it, Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, Michael Imperioli plays Bobby.
Good
film.
I mean, definitely cool to see Leonardo DiCaprio at this part, of his career. I mean, this is before.
Yeah, I think it was his turn. You know what I mean? Like, he did This Boy's Life, and that was like his first like real dramatic
movie too. Yeah,
and then obviously What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which apparently did you hear the Corey Feldman stuff? Tony?
Yeah, yes, I did.
So if anybody didn't know this one, Corey Feldman recently claimed that he was offered Gilbert in What's Eating Gilbert. No, not Gilbert. Arnie in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, but that Johnny Depp said no, not him, and then they cast DiCaprio. So,
but this is, this is prelude to your Titanic and stuff like that, which he doesn't.
Which apparently he was offered Titanic too, is what he said too. So
I'm sure he was offered a lot. He was offered a lot of things, but
right on. I'm gonna go with my next one. We'll just keep getting fucked up movies. I'm gonna go ahead and take 7.
Oh yeah, that's of course.
It's a heartwarming tale about a guy that cuts his fingerprints off
Oh yeah, it's good.
And it's all about the Bible and the wonderful things that are inside of the Bible.
And boxes.
And also what's in the Bible, what's in a box as well. You guys actually, Tony and Yumper did a episode about Seven. They had our buddy Roxy on, who watched it for the first time and then talked about it. If you go back and watch that episode, it's a good one to talk to someone who just watched it for the first time and kind of go through it. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. Morgan Freeman's great in it. Obviously, Brad Pitt's awesome. And then Spacey as the serial killer. Spacey had a big year in 95.
Which brings to the point, like, these days, would you rather actually be Spacey or would you rather be the guy he's playing in the film?
Yikes.
Did he turn out to be problematic?
Just a tad. Wait, Kevin Spacey, the actor?
The actor. But all seriousness, out of all the movies from 1995, this is probably my favorite, one of my favorites. It's the movie that when I seen it in the movie theater in 1995, I was like, they make movies like this? This is cool. But but there's good music in it too. There's some David Bowie, there's some Nine Inch Nails, there's some stuff like that in there.
Let me ask you this. If Silence of the Lambs hadn't come out, do you think this movie would have been made? Kind of opened up the door for movies about really fucked up human beings.
Well, yeah. Yeah, generally, I always love those conversations because to like Seven, you got to like Silence of the Lambs. Like, there's like a line you have to like go through,
Right.
I remember when I saw it, I was like, oh, Hoke from Driving Miss Daisy's in it. This must be a sweet movie.
It's funny if you think of it like it's a sequel,
He's driving the cowboy from Thelma and Louise around. Hopefully they don't drive off a cliff together. Hulk from Driving Miss Daisy. Best actor in Driving Miss Daisy, Dan Aykroyd.
He drives a really nice car in that movie.
He does. All right, Kevin. What more Hugh Grant movies do you have in store for us?
I don't know why I'd be Hugh Grant, but I'm gonna go in 1995. This gem came out. It's about the true story of a decorated officer's legal challenge to her involuntary discharge when she was admitted she was homosexual. And the movie's called, I'm sure you all remember, Servicing in Silence, the Marguerite Kammermeyer story. Starring the always wonderful
what is it? Servicing in Silence?
Yeah.
Servicing in Silence. It's important because there's other serving in silence, not servicing. Serving in silence. There's others, but this one is Serving in Silence, the Marguerite Kammermeyer story. Starring. You got to put the whole thing in, Brian, because people aren't going to know which one it is. It's the always magnificent Glenn Close is in it, and really Oscar-worthy performance. Underrated. Not enough people talk about it. Along with Judy Davis and Jan Rubes. Directed by Jeff Bleckner, who went on to make certain movies as he was a producer on Hill Street Blues.
You might remember him for that one episode of Remington Steele that he did in 1982.
He also directed 4 episodes of American Playhouse in 1984. But most recently, he directed a few episodes of Castle.
I'm not trying to be. I know we're keeping this real serious. I'm not trying to be funny here, but when I put this in the search of Google, it said that people also search for the movie Bound. Are you familiar with that movie? The movie with Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly, where they are lesbians on the run. Is there anything in connection? Because I don't. Serving in Silence. I think I can't remember if this is the one that we went to for my birthday during this year, or if that was something else.
Tony, what do you want for your birthday? Anything in the world. I want to go see Serving in Silence, the Marguerite Kammermeyer story.
Well, clearly you're making the connection with Gina Gershon that we're eventually moving to Showgirls here, right?
Well, that's the whole thing about the show is that we're building. Brian has the last pick, so we're building.
We all know where this is going.
Yes. But I realize I am in error. This wasn't. I just realized that my next pick is going to be the movie that that I got taken to. But continue. I'm sorry.
I think I've said everything that really can be said about Serving in Silence, the Marguerite Kammermeyer story. And I think the key to this movie is it really tells the entirety of what you would need to know about Marguerite Kammermeyer. And really, what else is there to say? I mean, it's Marguerite Kammermeyer, and it's her story, and she served in silence, and that's admirable and a story worth telling. So
I think it is. I definitely think it is.
And I mean, Glenn Close, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't go wrong with Glenn Close.
You really do.
I love her mind. I love her shoes.
I love her mind. I love her shoes.
For those that don't know that one, that's a line from West Wing when she was trying to become a Supreme Court justice. But she was very, very liberal, and they didn't have the votes, but they loved her. So he said, "I love her mind. I love her shoes."
I read somewhere that she used to, if you'd met her on the street, she'd hand out cards that said you had a close encounter.
Very interesting.
She did an episode. Funny story. She did an episode of Celebrity IOU a couple of years ago, where they build, with the Property Brothers, where they build a house for someone, or they remodel a house, and she's like literally like in the giant machines, like knocking shit over and like taking up. She's in like the big scoop thing, like picking up trees and shit.
Didn't she marry one of the Property Brothers? No, that was Zoe.
Both of them actually. Yeah, they moved to Utah and they got married.
So Glenn Close and Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, they changed her name to No, never mind. All right, Tony, you got two here.
All right, so I remember in 8th grade, me and some friends that I had befriended in a class in 8th grade, we were like, let's go to a movie. Let's go see a movie. So we were like, what are we going to go see? And I had seen that there was a new Patrick Swayze movie. I wasn't really familiar anything about the Patrick Swayze movie, but I was like, I think it's called Tu Wong Fu. Let's go check out Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. And my buddies were like, okay. We didn't know what this movie was about. Next thing, we were in there watching a movie about 3 drag queens traveling cross country until the car breaks down, leaving them stranded in a small town. It was a very unique experience because I think we were looking for something with action. Not to say that this movie does not have action, but that being said, I'll always remember that it was actually kind of cool that we found ourselves seeing this movie, which I don't think that if we at any point would have ever found ourselves seeing this movie in 8th grade, because we were all guys who like Predator, Terminator. So to be seeing this movie in the movie theater and seeing it, I think it's out of all the movies I've ever found myself seeing in the movie theater, this one is one that I think is special, because I think if you meet me, this isn't one that I'm going to tell you that I saw in the movie theater.
It was actually I had never seen like all the way through, and it's one of Brandy's favorite movies, and I watched it with her like a couple of years ago. It's really good. Like it is it's like a really good movie, and it's like it's way ahead of its time too, because anybody kind of, I think it would resonate more with society now than ever before, but definitely good movie, and I would have never expected Wesley Snipes to play a drag queen in a movie. Just like he just didn't seem like the kind of guy that would be up for that or want to do that. You know what I mean? Especially in that era.
And also this is what opens the door to any movie, anytime. I'll watch it. I just want to watch a movie, and then I will see what it's about. So this was cool. And also recently I've been reading a lot about John Leguizamo has been talking a lot about the behind the scenes of when the filming was taking place, and just honestly how actually it was a lot cooler behind the scenes that you would have thought of. Patrick Swayze, you would have thought he would have been like maybe an asshole or a jerk. No, he was totally cool. And the filming, it worked for its time. And all these guys like Wesley Snipes, who's coming off of movies like Demolition Man,
Right.
it's cool to see that kind of juxtaposition in filming.
Now, did he turn down Major League 2 to do Tu Wong Fu?
Good question.
I don't know when. I think Major League 2 was already out at that point, but just being silly.
Had he started evading his taxes in 1995?
One of my favorite SNL sketches from the last like 5 to 10 years is they're doing like they do like the screen tests, and they have one of the guys playing Wesley Snipes, and before they start rolling, he's like, you don't have to pay your taxes, and they're like, okay, Wesley.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
It was cool. Oh, go on.
No, Brian, I just wanted to fit this in there to bring it back to Basketball Diaries. I went looking up how old Leonardo DiCaprio was in that movie. He was 21, which means he was okay to date 21-year-olds back then.
But
I need the hi-hat. It needs to be right here.
Although maybe he was dating 7-year-olds.
I mean, he was 15 at the point, so that was okay, I guess. Right?
Okay, Tony.
Tony, you get another one here, bud.
So again, this is like right when we're getting dropped off at the movies, and we're seeing movies that I don't think we should be seeing. There's this movie, I'm not going to pick it. It was called Copycat with Sigourney Weaver and Harry Connick Jr. It was like a thriller. There's one that I am going to pick here. What happened to it? Oh, you know what? Screw that movie. Let's go with this. Let's go with this movie. Let's go with Outbreak.
All right. I actually really like Outbreak.
I do too, and it's a very good movie. Let's start there. Let's also start that, it's cool when you can watch, Morgan Freeman in this, and then you check him out in Seven in the same year. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool too. Dustin Hoffman's great in this movie. Patrick Dempsey, Cuba Gooding Jr. is great in this movie. Donald Sutherland's good in this movie.
Another Kevin Spacey. How many fucking movies Kevin Spacey make in 95? Jesus.
If you put together Kevin Spacey's run, like right around starting here, and Jim Carrey's run, they like both were eating up movies, Seven, LA Confidential, American Beauty, Outbreak, in all these movies. But Outbreak's just a really good movie about real good. You'd think you would learn something about outbreaks and diseases from this movie, but I guess that's just what it was, a movie.
It's a survival manual for 30 years in the future,
You ever see Contagion?
Yeah, Brandy's brother actually worked on Contagion.
That's another good one. I don't know why I like Outbreak movies like this.
It's like I said, it's a training manual for our future. No, I think that's the peak of drama, is people that are scared for their lives. It's probably one of the toughest tasks for an actor to do, like realizing you're probably going to die,
and be in a movie with Kevin Spacey apparently is pretty difficult.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he also made The Ref in 94.
It's a good movie.
That movie's hilarious. And then, Seven, Outbreak, and Usual Suspects all in 95. That's wild. All right. Good movie. Good. Rene Russo's good in it, too.
I forgot about Rene Russo.
Rene's just really good in that movie.
Isn't what's his name in it?
Patrick Dempsey's in it. It's great when he gets the disease.
Who's the old guy? Yeah, Dale Dye. That guy's a fun actor. He's like the
Isn't he second
scumbag
to,
old. Yeah,
what's his name? To
Morgan Freeman.
Sutherland? Yeah, Morgan Freeman. Yep.
And then Donald Sutherland was a general too. Yeah.
Donald Sutherland. I was just watching a documentary on the Expos. Huge Montreal Expos fan.
My dad used to say it was great back in the 80s. You'd see him up in the booth just sitting by himself watching the Expos. Like when the stadium was like 75% empty, he'd just still be up there by himself, like sitting in his chair, like watching. He's awesome.
Definitely. All right, Kev, what do you got round 3, pal?
So I was debating. I did have one pick on mine, but then I realized it's 1996. That was "Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood."
It's be a spoof episode one.
But I'm gonna go with The Ranger, the Cook, and A Hole in the Sky.
Ooh.
That's with Sam Elliott. And Jerry O'Connell. This is a duo that I'm surprised didn't stick. Like a modern day Newman and Redford. Sam Elliott and Jerry O'Connell.
But it didn't stick is he doesn't have a mustache in the picture here.
Yeah. In 1919, a cocky sophomore in the Forest Service has to learn the life the hard way. And I know you're thinking is all I know is the tagline, and no, but all I'm gonna tell you is the tagline.
Were we thinking that?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and Sam Elliott's great and everything. And I think this is a strong pick.
I don't know if I
Directed
can
by
watch
John-
that simply because he doesn't have a mustache. It's creeping me out looking at the picture right now.
It's directed by John Kent Harrison. He's got some previous stellar director credits as A Bear Named Winnie. And in 1999 he directed You Know My Name with, wait for it, Sam Elliott. So
He also directed an episode of Judging Amy, so you know he's good.
yes, Amy with Amy Brenneman.
Yes.
Wow, it's amazing.
Whose dad is actually Tom Brenneman. Did you know that?
Can I do a redo on my pick again? Is there any way I can get this one? Is there any way I can go back and do this one instead? No, he's already picked
This
it.
is why we got dump lists, baby.
All right.
So up to this
That's
point,
moving.
I want to mention that Tony is the only person in the history of Drafty Pod that changed his pick like 10 minutes later.
I know it's tough.
And my sister always mentions it because she liked when you did that. She thought it was funny.
I just wanted to be memorable on your show. So if your sister said that, that means that I left a memorable impression on your show. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
There you go. All right. I'm gonna go now. A Ranger, the Cook, and the Hole in the Sky. That was my pick. You took it, man.
Sorry. I'm just learning now that the tag is in front of my face.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right.
George Plimpton. You had a big overhand curve.
Suppose I could just said George.
All right, my next pick, keeping on the theme of just movies that are pretty fucked up. I'm gonna go 12 Monkeys. Yeah, 12 Monkeys. Absolutely insane film. Futuristic mania, basically, with our buddy Bruce Willis. This is also my second Brad Pitt selection of the day. Yeah, just a good movie, top to bottom. I don't really have much else to say about it. Just a good fucked up movie.
When I was 14 in 1995, I thought there was a movie called Seven Monkeys, and I didn't realize there were two different movies.
They could have tied them in together.
I'm 13 when 12 Monkeys came out, and seeing it in the movie theater again, It's just me and being able to think about back to that. Like, it's just me and two friends being led into the movie theater to watch 12 Monkeys at the age of 13. Like, that's just, to me, like, that just doesn't really happen anymore. First of all, there isn't cool movies like 12 Monkeys playing at the movie theater very rarely anymore, because this movie is very, very deep on a deep level. It shows Bruce Willis has a little bit more than your usual old acting chops.
Absolutely.
I always wanted the 12 Monkeys tattoo. I haven't wanted many tattoos, but the dancing monkeys in the circle I thought would have been a cool band logo. But
we should make a penguin shirt that has that logo, but with
there
penguins.
We go. We'll get matching.
Jumper, get to work.
Get to work.
So yeah, there's my pick there, and then.
Do you know Christopher Plummer was in 12 Monkeys?
Yes. He's
Yeah.
good.
Good old Chris Plummer.
It's a good follow-up to Sound of Music.
Right.
Actually, a sequel. Loses his mind, and then
Well, I always thought it was funny that Terry Gilliam directed it, because he did he did one of the Monty Python, the Holy Grail.
he is a Monty Python, but but he did.
But you know what? He directed. That's what I meant by directing.
Yeah. He also did this movie called Brazil in 1985. That's really out there. A couple movies.
You can watch 12 Monkeys and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas back to back. It's an adventure. It really is.
Huh?
I have done that on some stuff. So, all right. So my last pick, actually, I don't know how fucked up the movie is, but it has a very, very fucked up scene where Joe Pesci and his brother get beaten to death with baseball bats, and it gave me nightmares for a very long time in my life, because it's just frighteningly realistic. Just watching them beat him to death and then like the sand gets in his mouth and all that shit. So I'm going Casino with my last pick.
Good pick.
Now, how many blueberries are in this muffin? No, my favorite part is like how Don Rickles can be in a movie and be like the straight man.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you always find that so fucking weird? He's one of the funniest human beings you're ever going to see in your life, and he's just like a background character that really doesn't even talk in the entire movie.
When he gets hit by Pesci, like falls over like Mr. Potato Head, like on the floor.
Well, isn't he Mr. Potato Head?
No, pretty much.
That's a big Don Rickles year, because Toy
was.
Story came out in '95 as well.
And debut performance from Scorsese's daughter, Kathy.
I almost forgot about that.
Kathy was in it, so I love whenever Scorsese incorporates his mom into stuff.
Joe Bob Briggs is in it. I think that film guy from like the 90s. There's again, it's probably again one of the best movies of 1995.
I used to shoot hoops with Frank Vincent when I was younger.
You used to shoot dice with him? What?
I used to shoot hoops.
All right. Well, Kevin, let's see what you got with your last one.
Got to go with Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. Andy Garcia, and I believe the first time Christopher Walken and Christopher Lloyd have worked together, or as I like to refer to them as the Christophers, or Christopher Squared. Both just stellar performances all the way around. 5 different criminals face imminent death after botching a job quite badly. And I just always enjoyed this movie. I don't care if it has a Metascore of 45. I liked it. It was made in 1995, and it's my final pick.
And the director, Gary Fleeter, actually directed one of my favorite movies, which is Runaway Jury. Oh, no, he was a producer. Never mind. I'm sorry. No, he did. He directed it too.
I used to shoot hoops with Gary Fleeter.
I actually saw this one in the movie theater. Actually, this is true. I did see this one in the movie theater because this is like right after Pulp Fiction comes out. So like we're trying to see every kind of movie that's like a Pulp Fiction, and this movie's like diet. It's not terrible. I think I actually have the DVD still because nobody has the DVD of Things to Do in Denver When They're Dead. So it's like one of those and I could be like, you've never seen this one.
That's like my copy of Bubba Hotep. Like nobody else has that.
There's some really weird stuff in this movie. Like Treat Williams, the actor, like he doesn't leave his apartment, so like he just like pees in bottles and like drinks it in there. So like when Andy Garcia like goes in there, like just really, it's trying to be like creepy and edgy. I don't know, but it's a great movie. It's a great pick for your 4. I mean, if you think about going to the movies and seeing The Range of the Cook and The Hole in the Sky and following it up with Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, let's say this all together. Say all 4 movies back to back to back to back. All these words: 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, and and directed by Gary Flater, who was on quite a roll at that time. In 1992, only 3 years prior, he directed Michael Jordan's Airtime, an NBA Entertainment production, and really riding on MJ's coattails. But great follow up with Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. I'm feeling good about my picks. I think you did well.
I'm gonna be honest here. I've never seen this movie, but the freaking cast is epic.
Like it's actually not a tear out of
Andy Garcia, Christopher Walken, Christopher Lloyd, William Forsythe, Jack Warden, Steve Buscemi.
Great in the movie.
Fairuza Balk, who's the girl from Yumper's favorite movie. What's the Wizard of Oz follow up? Return to Oz.
Yes.
Christopher Plummer's brother Glenn was in it as well.
I was gonna just bring up Glenn Plummer because this wasn't the only movie Glenn Plummer was in 1995. What else was Glenn Plummer in? Guys, look up.
Showgirls.
He was in Showgirls. He was the dancer. He was the dance choreographer in Showgirls. Don't ask me why I fucking know that.
He was also in Deadly Euphoria last year.
Well, and it also has like Bill Cobbs is in it. That guy's in like everything. That's the guy that killed Wesley Snipes in New Jack City.
My mom took me to see New Jack City when that came out. That was a good time.
Were you living just enough for the city?
I was.
All right.
Oh, the what's his name? The plumber guy. He was in what's the Edward Norton movie? American History X.
Yeah. He was his buddy in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very good in that. Yeah.
He was also in Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven.
Sorry.
You have to do it twice for Showgirls 2.
It's like half John Cena, half Elizabeth Berkley dance. You guys just can't see me, but all right, Tony, you got your last one, buddy.
Oh man, this is tough.
We haven't picked a few like truly epic movies, and I'm glad we didn't. Because I kind of want that reaction from people when I post the board. They're like, "How did you not draft Toy Story?" Or
how did you not pick Convict Comboy?
Indies in the
Why is Mr. Holland's Opus not there? Sorry.
Oh man, this is all right. Let's see here. I gotta pick something here. You know what I'm gonna go with? Let's go with
Man of the House.
Man. Oh. This is you put me on a spot here. It's like 20 hours. It's like the longest. What's the longest person someone's take to pay to pick? Can I be that person too right now?
Born to Be Wild still on the board.
I'm pretty sure there was an episode where Jackie took like 3 or 4 minutes for a pick, and me and I think it was me and Baloney, like filled in for like 3 or 4 minutes while she waited, which is fine. I don't care, you know.
In honor of the great, we'll go with in honor of his sad passing. Another great Val Kilmer flick. We'll go Heat. I was gonna be funny, but I gotta put Heat on here.
Heat was hilarious.
It was. I mean, when I said funny, I was talking about hilarious. This is actually something. Because Brian was talking about soon doing a spoof movie draft. If I pick Heat now, can I put Heat on the spoof draft too?
Of course.
Okay. Well, thank you, Brian. But back to this movie.
The board gets cleared, pal. Come on.
Here we go, Brian. What punk rock music legend is in Heat?
Punk rock legend.
Is it the dude from Fear?
It's a dude from Black Flag.
Tom Sizemore?
Yes. Close. No, that's not him. Tom Sizemore played drums in the Germs. No, wrong band. You're talking Black Flag. We're talking Henry Rollins. Yes, he's in the movie. He does a good job.
Ashley Judd was in the Sex Pistols.
She was. Ashley Judd's mom was literally in what's that band called with Jello Biafra? The Dead Kennedys. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's been touring with the Descendants, and they've been his like accompaniment. It's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure Amy Brenneman is mentioned twice on this podcast because she's also in Heat.
She sure is. She sure is in Heat.
Anytime we mention Amy Brenneman, I'm okay. I've always been a fan.
That didn't sound good the way I just said that. She sure is in Heat.
She's in Heat.
No, I mean the cat.
That sound the way I wanted it.
Oh boy, I heard Tom Sizemore's in Heat the whole time they filmed it.
He was. He actually was. You do a lot of crack.
John Voight was definitely in Heat.
John Voight's still in Heat right now.
The cast is wild though for that movie.
Hank Azaria. When you got Hank Azaria in your movie and he's just like not even doing
got a great ass.
William Fichtner's in it. That guy's awesome every time he shows up.
Yes, he's great in what's that one movie called? Go, I think it's called Go.
Yeah,
he's the guy selling Amway. Yeah,
he's the one who's like,
wait, it's not Amway, it's Confederated Products.
He's the blind dude in Contact.
You sure? Yeah,
he is. I forgot about that. He's a good actor, man. I never really got a chance to lead, you know.
Yeah, he should be.
He's in Armageddon.
Piven's in Heat. I forgot about that.
Scottie Pippen.
Jeremy Piven.
He's got a great ass.
He does, especially in One Crazy Summer.
I used to shoot hoops with Jeremy Piven.
Yeah,
Chicago guy.
Yeah. For a while there, he was like in every Cusack movie, wasn't he?
He was until they like got in a fight. No, I think they're not on speaking terms.
Oh, okay.
He was in Singles.
Good movie.
He was the cashier at the grocery store in Singles. I think that probably was one of his first movies.
I corrected John Voight's best role is actually in Seinfeld.
I have a pencil with his teeth marks. I need to do another Seinfeld draft.
Have you heard? He's actually a pretty normal guy, John Voight.
Oh yeah, real normal.
Out of everything said today, that's the thing that made my head like look up. Like, oh yeah.
When the most normal thing about you is that your kids make out with each other, there's something wrong there.
Oh man.
But all right, this was a good one, guys. I do have a couple lists, and then we'll start working on some. We'll do a little dump list action here. So while we were recording here, Mailman Jack did text me. He has on his list Get Shorty, GoldenEye, James Bond, Desperado, great movie, and Home for the Holidays. So that is Jack's. And then Brandy, this is probably one of Brandy's favorite years for movies, I think. This is Brandy's list. So her number one movie is Tank Girl, which apparently is her favorite movie of all time. It's not even the best Lori Petty movie.
What I'll always remember is when they stopped me and my mom in the mall and they were like, we got this movie trailer we'd like to show you guys to see what you guys would think if you would be a movie you would see. And my mom's like, sure, we'll do that. And we went and sat down. It was Tank Girl. And like, I remember going, I'd see it. My mom's like, and I'd be like, we walked out. I'll always remember that was my introduction to Tank Girl. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
What's Johnny M. Mnemonic?
That is Keanu Reeves, like Matrix before it was the Matrix. Some good performances in there by Dolph Lundgren. Does a really good performance in there. It's not a
is Alex Winters in it? Because I won't watch it.
Cool.
I won't watch a Keanu Reeves movie without Alex Winter in it.
It would be really cool if he was in it, but no, it's cool. It's cool for its time. Definitely.
I agree with Yumper. Lori Petty's best movie is In the Army Now. There is a scorpion on my back. So yeah, I'll read it for the audio listeners. Tank Girl, Empire Records, Hackers, good movie. 12 Monkeys, Tu Wong Fu, Johnny Mnemonic, Seven. We need to talk about Billy Madison for a couple minutes because that's one of my favorite comedies of all time. Tommy Boy, I forgot Tommy Boy was a 95 movie, and Desperado. So that's a hell of a list, darling.
Very good. Excellent list.
Brandy wanted to point out that Henry Rollins is in Johnny Mnemonic. So
the second Henry Rollins mentioned here on the show tonight. Very cool.
Yeah. The fun fact from Billy Madison, his Miss Veronica Vaughn was married to Pete Sampras at the time. In case you were wondering. I believe she went on to marry George Stephanopoulos. This is I'm on the newsletter for Miss Veronica Vaughn.
Dad Veronica Vaughn.
Veronica.
I know from experience. So yeah, what movies have we not mentioned yet?
Magic Island.
Jade.
Father of the Bride Part 2.
What the hell is Magic Island?
It's
Ooh, Zachary Ty Bryan's in it?
Yeah, you can watch it on Amazon Prime right now.
What? A movie starring the older kid from Home Improvement? All right. Brandy mentioned Sabrina. That's obviously the sequel or the remake.
The sequel to Heat.
Yeah, Sabrina is the sequel to Heat, and then yeah,
my family with Jimmy Smith, the classic.
Three Ninjas.
The
Knuckle
original
Up.
Or okay.
Knuckle Up.
Is that the one with Hulk Hogan in it?
The Net with Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I saw that in the theater.
That's a good one.
That was like her follow-up to Speed, wasn't it?
It was. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was a sequel to Speed.
Was on a heater in between 94 and 95. Tone Loc appeared in what's it called? Ace Ventura, and then followed up with an appearance in Heat in 95.
That is. We would be destined not to mention the great boat classics of 1995 in Waterworld and Cutthroat Island. Just a pair of classics that blew up the box office in so many different ways.
Cutthroat Island, that's the one Gina Davis, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Like the worst bomb of all time.
Isn't Waterworld just comparatively like dollars spent to dollars made? It's one of the worst ever.
Well, I'm pretty sure Cutthroat Island was worse. Waterworld, really? I'll give you the numbers here in 2 seconds. Waterworld, here we got just a really good picture. That was a shame. I mean, you had Dennis Hopper. It would cost $175 million and it made $264 million. So it didn't lose money. It just didn't.
260. See, I'm looking. I only see 88 million. Where are you getting 264?
I'm looking on a different site. It
Okay.
made 88 million, but 175 minus 264 is 88 million. So that's saying how much it probably made on your site. I'm saying it
Oh, okay. I
cost.
thought that was gross. Okay.
It is gross. It cost 175, but it took in 264. So if you subtract them, that's where you get your 80, that's where you get your 88. Now, if you go to Cutthroat Island, that cost 115 million to make, and it only made 16 million. So they lost $100 million on that picture.
Yikes.
So again, which is a shame because, Matthew Modine, we always thought he was the next Brad Pitt, and it just didn't work out for him after Cutthroat Island. But he's still a good actor. I love Matthew Modine.
Saw him in Stranger Things.
Yeah, he's good in that. He had to go a little bit lower. But Dangerous Minds, Casper, me and my family, we saw Casper. I remember that. Bill Pullman classic.
Yes, this is the box office stuff from that year. Yeah, we didn't even talk about Apollo 13. I am not like a huge, it's a good movie, but it's like there's people that are crazy for it.
Too vanilla
yeah.
for me.
Dangerous Minds, too vanilla for me. Crimson Tide. So I'm gonna say something. Die Hard with a Vengeance is the second best Die Hard movie, and it's not even close.
Oh, okay.
While You Were Sleeping, got Shorty.
Powder?
Mortal Kombat. Some of these might have come out the year before, but this is the gross from that year.
I remember you always want to talk to me about Powder. Now is your opportunity.
That movie's fucked up, man.
There's a lot of movies about dogs in 1995.
Yeah, like Assassins. Oh, that's
Balto?
Assassins. That's different. Is it Assassins or is it Assassins?
I prefer Assassins.
Okay, that's what I always
thought. And then we have the second best Hugh Grant movie from the year, 9 Months.
We have the Michael Crichton's best novel out of all of them, Congo.
That is my sesame cake.
What do the hieroglyphics on the wall say? They say, we are watching you.
That movie's so bad.
The Amazing Panda Adventure.
Under Siege 2, Tony.
Oh yes, Dark Territory. That's a good one.
Aaron Sorkin classic American President.
I was curious. He's not here to ask him, but if I was, I'd be like, Dad, why did you take me in 1995 to see the Cindy Crawford's first movie, Fair Game, with William Baldwin? Was there a reason we were seeing this movie? And probably because of Cindy Crawford, which was an awful actress.
You're saying he's not a big William Baldwin fan?
You do get to see her cans in that. So
well, that's why we were seeing it. But imagine you taking your son and you're like, let's go see this movie. But the real reason is so you could see Cindy Crawford's cans. And I'm just like, this is a movie.
He's trying to sell his son. You got to see it's the best Baldwin. William.
Do you remember, real quick, back to 9 Months, do you remember who plays the doctor that delivers the baby?
Isn't it Robin Williams?
Yes, and he's like a crazy Russian.
Yes.
So good. Noted joke thief, Robin Williams.
Joke thief.
Story for another time. Pulp Fiction's there, but that came out in 94.
There's a movie called Johnny and Clyde. Currently on Tubi.
Indian in the Cupboard's a great movie.
Nobody mentioned Canadian Bacon, which has never been more relevant.
Michael Moore. That's his only fiction. Well, is it really fiction though?
Higher Learning is a real positive movie. Good message at the end. Okay.
Right on. Well, let's wrap things up here, guys. We'll be back. I'm working on an episode for next week, so I'll give you guys more info on that on Monday. Tony, we got our episode dropping tomorrow, right? For
yes, talking about 1995 albums. We talk about the band X. We talk about some sad songs. We talk about some of the awesome albums you picked up over the weekend, like the Almost Famous soundtrack. We talk about that Nirvana compilation. Maybe next time we get together, we could bring Kevin. He could tell us. You were saying he likes a lot of awesome music. Be curious to hear him talk about The Englishman Who Went Up the Hill but Came Down a Mountain, the soundtrack for that. Maybe we could take a full extra hour and a half and just dig in deep. If he's got the time, I know you said he is very busy, but yeah, that's going on at the show's taking a break this Friday. But this past Friday, we talked about our 5 and 5 awesomest Val Kilmer movies, which included Batman Forever and Heat. It also included Brian, you left. We talked about the amazing spoof movie Top Secret. But just so many classics in there. And we also talked about the soundtrack to the movie The Saint. But check that out. And
did you guys go over Real Genius?
Oh yes, that was one of my picks
I'll
too.
have to get back in and finish.
Yeah, that's a great movie with a great song that ends it with a lot of popcorn.
Everybody wants to rule the world, yeah.
I mean, when you're a kid and you see that part for the first time and you hear that song, you're like, this is awesome. Now that song's been played by even Weezer. So it's like, well, the magic isn't there as much, but
I like the part at the end where he like figures out the solution and he tells the guy and the professor tells the girl to go home and he goes, you can screw later. He's so good in that movie. Great movie. At one point he was the youngest actor ever to get into Juilliard.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I was reading about it the other day in an article. Sad stuff. I love Val Kilmer. But all right. Tony, Kevin, thank you for being on. Kevin, you got anything you want to say before we head out?
I don't have anything to promote. Well, I didn't, but now I do. There is a soundtrack. It's on Amazon for The Englishman Who Went Up the Hill and came down the mountain. And you can purchase it for the CD for only $25. And it's got a Prime membership, which the headline the headline track almost gives away the whole story. Track number 9 is titled "It's a Hill." But that's what I have. You can find me on Blue Sky and on LinkedIn.
I'm also on Friendster. So be on the lookout for me. And then my MySpace is
and the Harvard Facebook.
Don't forget to please like and subscribe to Sadistic Penguin Studios. Check out everything me, Tony, and Tom Yumper have been working on. Pete will probably have another Collector's Corner dropping at some point. We're still waiting for Luke to get some more college football information so we can get something for that maybe before the draft. But yeah, that's been episode 72 of It's Getting Drafty in here. Thank you so much and have a lovely evening.